Hey Aquarius, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, June 25th to Sunday, July 1st, 2018. Now, before I get started, I did just want to say a few things. First of all, I will be doing your July 2018 webinar this week, June 28th, 2018 at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, where I will talk about what's going on this month and this next month and what it's all about. I do think that this month will bring lots of fated events and lots of major changes. I know that I said last month was very fated, and yes, it was, and so is this month. That's because last month we had a lot of things going on with the North Node, and this month that continues with Mercury moving on top of the North Node, and especially eclipse season happening. 2 eclipses next month out of 3. The third one will occur in August. And what I think those eclipses will do will help you to align more of your life with your truest heart's desires, with what your heart really feels, and to build a foundation off of what's going on in your heart so that you can build a home that really resonates with you, okay? It may require some sacrifice with Venus moving into Virgo, a spot it does not like to be in, and it may require as well some solid strategy and planning in order to make these things work, again with Mercury on the North Node. But I do think this month it is possible to change your life in a really big way, to be more of what your heart wants and to build a foundation on that. Again, if you are interested in learning more about how that's going to work for you and what that means for your sign, I am going to cover the signs in this webinar. Please, again, click the link down below in my description box. Also, I am available for personal one-on-one readings if you want to book some time with me. I have 1 hour and 2 hour time slots available in it. You can ask me any question that you want. We'll talk about your birth chart. If you have any things about yourself that are stumping you, hopefully I can shed some more insight on that. And I'll also talk a little bit about what you're going through right now, what you may have experienced, and what you may experience in the near future. If you would like another perspective, some insight, or some clarity on that as well. So if that's something you're interested at, please find me. I would love to meet you and get to know you better. Again, down below in the description box. Now, without further delay, here's your horoscope. Now, what we've got going on this week, Aquarius, is Venus hanging out right here in Leo. Now that for you is going to be your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, usually of the one-on-one variety, okay? And what we do have on Monday and Tuesday of this week is Venus in Leo making a square over here to Jupiter in Scorpio. And Jupiter in Scorpio for you is going to be in your 10th house of your career, your reputation, and your social standing. So I think what's going on is there could be some change that you're making in your relationships, so that you can put your life in a better place, so that you can have relationships that support your career, that support your life direction, that support where it is that you see your life going, okay? And I think you're just trying to make some adjustments here with the people in your life, with who you partner with one-on-one, so that you can start to feel like your life is just going in a place that you like better, or like you're having the career reputation that you want. All right, while that's happening on Wednesday, we also do have Mars going retrograde over the South Node in Aquarius in your 1st house. So maybe lately it's been hard for you to figure out who you are, or maybe you know who you are or who you want to be now that some things have changed, but maybe it's hard for you to act on those things, to be the person you want to be, to do the things that are really important to you. Well, I like Mars finally going retrograde. I think it's going to help you to figure out more of who you are and to do more of the things that can help you have the future that you really want and inspire you more. It may not happen overnight. As a matter of fact, it won't happen overnight. It's going to take every bit of this Mars retrograde, which is going to happen for about 2.5 months, for you to have the life, have the future that it is that you really want, to be the person that it is that you want to be. But I do think this week is going to start the process of that, making it easier for you to feel more comfortable naturally expressing who it is that you really are, okay? The first step, though, I think to you being more comfortable with who you are is definitely going to be, though, this week with the Jupiter and the square to Venus. Before you can feel much better about who you are, doing some of the things that you need, I do think you will have to change some of your relationships first, where you see your relationships going, how you work with other people to do some of the things that are important, before you can start to feel like your needs are being taken care of and like you can move forward more freely in some of the things that you want. All right, so that's what we've got there. While that's going on Wednesday and Thursday, we also do have the Sun in Cancer in an opposition with Saturn in Capricorn. Now, the Sun in Cancer for you is going to be in your 6th house of your job and daily routines. And Saturn in Capricorn is in your 12th house of your insides and of your spirituality. All right, and so what this could bring on Wednesday and Thursday, perhaps, are some feelings of restriction. With the sun in your 6th house, it's your job, it's your daily routines that you need to focus on how you can have a job or a daily routine that you feel more comfortable in. But perhaps you're feeling restricted by, with Saturn in the 12th house, the past. Maybe there are some things from the past that are making it hard for you to have the job or daily routines that you want. Maybe it's internal, maybe spiritually, internally, you're not sure how you feel about your job, how your daily routines. Maybe there are some things going on inside. You yourself are preventing yourself from moving forward on a job, a daily routine, having the better health in a way that will be really positive. And I think really needing to make some choices here on what you feel inside about what's going on with the past, so that you can focus here on having a better life, a better physical existence, a job or a daily routine that really, really resonates with you, okay? So that's what I see going on there. While that's happening on Thursday, we also do have a full moon in Capricorn. And how funny is that this full moon in Capricorn is occurring right on top of Saturn as it's making this opposition to the sun. And what full moons to me bring are typically endings. If they don't bring endings, they bring completion, stepping into something that you've been working on for a really long time so that you can enjoy that, complete that, and then end it to do something else. And the thing that you're ending and completing, again, has to do with your past, has to do with old ways of thinking. Old things going on inside you that no longer serve you, old perspectives, okay? I think that's the really, really big thing. All right, you're really trying or really need to devote more of your attention to your job, your health, what you do on the day-to-day, what your life looks like externally. And I think what you're doing this week is you're making the choices to get over the past. You're making the choices to figure out what's going on inside yourself and to let that go. You're making the choices to stop stopping yourself from doing what you know you need to do to put your life in a better place, to have a better external reality on the day-to-day. Okay, and I think if you can do that, if you cannot let yourself, all the things that are going on inside you, prevent you from doing what you need to have a better job, to have a better life, I think then this week can be very, very productive for you to start to feel more fulfilled with what you're doing on the day-to-day. Okay? Yeah, so that's what I'll say for that. Now, after that happens on the weekend, the next aspects will occur on Saturday. And on Saturday, Mercury is going to enter Leo. And Leo for you rules your 7th house of your relationships, as I talked about earlier. I think what goes on here is that you perhaps made some changes in your relationships earlier in the week. You made some changes with your relationships. You put them in a better direction so that you can see a life that you like better. That maybe required you to make some choices about your daily routines, about what your life would look like, about how you can have a better set of daily routines, better physical existence with the people in your life, with the right people in your life, working with people in a way that's better for you. And I think at the end of the week, once you've made some of these changes and made some of these decisions, then there gets to be lots of conversations that you may now be having with your partnerships, with your relationships, with the other people. Okay, well, we made this change. I decided this. Now you're talking with other people about how you can sustain that, about what really is in your heart, now that you've made some choices or decisions and are moving forward on those. Okay, I would think that that would be positive. However, Mercury, as it moves into the 7th house, will be squared. We'll face some hard aspects. Those hard aspects will be right here to Uranus and Taurus, a square, and a trine over here to Chiron and Aries. Uranus and Taurus for you, Aquarius, is going to be in your 4th house of home and of family. And Chiron will be in your 3rd house of talk and communication. So I think what's going on is that you are getting perhaps a better idea of what you need to do with relationships, or working some details out with the other people in your life so that you can put your life in the direction that it is that you want. But maybe it's not comfortable for you to do this. Maybe in order for you to have the relationships that you want, you have to upset some things at home. You have to upset some things with family. You have to upset some things emotionally within your own heart. You have to upset some things, some foundations in your life that you had built around relationships, around some people that you were working with. Okay, that could be a little bit hard. Maybe you're breaking free from an old home, from an old foundation of your life so that you can have have better relationships or work with people in ways that you like better. Or maybe as well, there are unexpected things coming up with your relationships at home or with relationships that you're close to emotionally that you then have to communicate about, think about, and figure out what to do with, okay? Some of these conversations that you may have about your relationships or with your relationships and your emotions and the foundation that your relationships are built on, again, it may also require, with the trine to Chiron in your third house, some hard conversations for you to talk about things with relationships that you don't want to talk about, that are going on with you, that are important to you, about what's happening, okay? And I really do think this week here, needing to, of course, towards Saturday, have the hard conversations, especially about your emotions, especially the foundation your life is built on, especially about where you see your life going with the other people in your life. Okay, and I think if you can do that and really focus on seeing a better future with the other people in your life and really focus on organizing your life better, having a job or a set of daily routines that you feel like is more comfortable for you, that will then help you move forward in the way that you need, okay? Yeah, super interesting. A lot of it is about relationships, working with people, figuring out who you want to work with, how you want to work with, and what's the best way to work with them so that you can organize your life better, feel like you're living a daily existence that's better, even if you have to have some hard conversations in the process or uproot some things. Okay? So that's what we've got there. Your card for this week, Aquarius, is the Sun, upright. This is actually a really good card. This is a card to me this week of being happy and joyful, of finding ways to be happy and joyful, of finding ways to put your life in the right place where you feel like the sun is shining and things are going your way, and where you can feel a little bit more playful. So I actually really like this card for you. Maybe a lot of it has to do with Mars going retrograde in your first house. I mean, I think Mars going retrograde, I am so thankful for it. Even though it's going to take a while to come out of retrograde, I do like to think it will hopefully help you to finally feel like you're making progress. If there have been things that have been at a standstill for so long, I do like to think this Mars retrograde Aquarius will help you to finally feel like, okay, maybe things aren't quite where I want to be. Maybe I'm not quite who I want to be yet, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Things are starting to move a little bit. I'm starting to get more of the answers. I do think that will help for sure, and I think a big part of what you need to feel better about yourself, like you're living under the sun and the place you want to be, is definitely first going to be clearing some things up with relationships, figuring out where your relationships are going, what you really feel about relationships, the foundation you want your relationships to be built on, and then making choices about your job and your daily routines that can support these insights that you receive about your relationships. And I think that then is going to help you to feel more carefree, more lighthearted, more playful, like you are doing what you want and need, putting your life in a place that you like better, right? So that's what I've got for you this week, Aquarius. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.